guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video we're reviewing to Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, Season 1, Episode... This was Episode 5, Heart of Stone. This episode was interesting because we basically got to see essentially how Anastasia became the Red Queen, and that could have been really cool to see, but I have a main problem with these flashbacks, and the main problem is that Anastasia was very out of character in these flashbacks. She did not seem like the type of person who did what she did. And, basically, this episode, let's just get to the flashbacks. It takes place right where the last one left off, where they're about to leave to go to, Wonderland. Will and Anastasia, they're about to leave to go to Wonderland. But it turned out that, they'd only been in Wonderland for a few days, and eventually Anastasia just wants to give up and go back home. And it really didn't. The thing is, this does not line up with the way she acted the first time we saw her. And she didn't seem like she just abandoned, love for power and wealth, which I'll get to in a second. But as far as that goes, it's really ridiculous the way this was all planned out. I thought this was going to be some really epic thing, and it wasn't like that at all. The rest of it was just really stupid. I mean, basically, the immediate marrying into the royal family part fell flat, besides the fact that it's reminiscent of a similar plot with Court Once Upon a Time. That's just lazy. It didn't feel believable. They could have made it work if she went back to Will, but sneaked off to a palace a few more times. But as it was written, nope, it really did not work. I did not like the way that they did in this episode. I just thought it was really, really stupid what was going on. It wasn't that it was necessarily bad. It was just, I don't know, there was just a lot of stuff in here that felt very out of character for Anastasia. She's ready to go home. She wishes to steal the crown's jewels from the palace, and she was the one, this is how she became wealthy. She stole the crown's jewels from the palace, and, she was a peasant, and her world is filled with longing, and basically Anastasia's a drive to be more than she is, and that is how one rules what the king desires at his side. But really, as I said, it was very out of character for her. I just did not see her doing this sort of thing. The only good part of these flashbacks was getting to see Anastasia turn into the Red Queen, and starting to see her, basically Will seeing her as the Red Queen, and her really starting to, get very jealous of her, basically, and just seeing her that way. And honestly, I'm glad he left that bitch, because she's so annoying, and that is not how I would have pictured her to be at all. It was very out of character. I don't know why the writers went this direction, but this was, like, the worst way they could have split up. I thought it was going to be, like, something where, Will just did not understand love or something like that, because as we remember in episode 2, he didn't understand love. I still don't get why he doesn't understand love. All she did was abandon him for wealth and power. I mean, it wasn't like anything I would have thought of. I would have thought it was something where, like, there was someone else that she liked or something like that, like Jafar. Maybe she liked Jafar. I thought it was something completely different, and it wasn't like that at all. But the other thing that was going on was that in the present, the Red Queen was basically trying to help Alice find Cyrus and everything, as we think that is. She's really not trying to help her. And they're also trying to make a statue of Will, basically. And basically they want to repay him for all that he sacrificed. And she begins to question her ability to find Cyrus. The Red Queen arrives to offer Alice a deal. The Queen takes the opportunity to appear to their small common ground. Alice will never be able to find Cyrus on her own, and the magic protecting him is powerful. So basically, the Red Queen shows Alice that pure of heart will make the leap. Alice is better sound the two of them take the first step. As she takes 3 steps on air, things turn sour when she begins to plummet to the bottom. A small remainder of her innocent days peers around like a rock and begins to taunt the full-grown Alice. She attempts to get inside of Alice's head, determined to get Alice to admit what she truly wants. She brings the Queen down to their level. Alex takes a swing at the Queen, but misses the Queen on purpose. This action proves to the spirit that Alice truly is a pure heart. Alice takes the younger version of herself by the hand. She turns into the magic dust. And once the Queen has the dust in her possession, she actually ends up bringing Will back to life. And, she apologizes, though. She did apologize for what she did, which I was very surprised about. I didn't think she would apologize. She basically just looks at him and says, "I'm sorry." And he comes back to life, and, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen after this, but we're definitely gonna have to see. I'm definitely interested to see what's gonna happen here. But basically, Alice with a bit of the queen rubbing off of her, holds on to some of the dust and uses it to create a locator for Cyrus, and the dust reveals the castle where Cyrus emerges. So, that's basically what was going on with Alice and the Red Queen, but I think the most interesting part of this episode was by far Cyrus's plot. I thought Cyrus, definitely the best storyline in this episode. I thought the Anastasia stuff, it really could have been better, but it wasn't good. It didn't work. The problem that Alice and the Red Queen basically have is Jafar. He's the only person holding Cyrus captive and working with the Red Queen. But as the Red Queen points out, she must ensue her protection once he receives what he desires from Cyrus and Alice. Her solution to the dark magic, Jafar seeks magic dust. The dust is across a raving shroud, and Alice initially is unwilling to help the Queen, yet she forgets the Queen. And Jafar tortures the old man with daily manual labor, and Cyrus is intrigued as why Jafar is so keen on keeping him there. He doesn't really know. Why does Jafar want to keep me here? What's the big deal of this? And it doesn't matter why he is there. The man is something Jafar wants, but he will never get. Just as Cyrus makes the final move in his plan to escape, he gets some information on the layout of the castle. He promises to take the man with him, and, a genie knows better than anyone that no one deserves to be a prisoner. Cyrus makes out, tosses the man to keep the keys to his own cage, and after considering all the options, the man drops the keys and tells Cyrus to go on without him. Jafar is not interested in killing him anytime soon, but Cyrus' time is ticking. Then Jafar summons the White Rabbit in order to solve a puzzle that has been bothering him. Why would someone Alice know so well betray her so easily? The rabbit may have a problem with the Queen, but he can offer a solution. All he must do is switch his allegiance and offer up a list of everyone Alice has ever loved. Her number one weakness is that she cares too much when the White Rabbit is not offering up the information that he wants Jafar to cut off the rabbit's foot. The people that Jafar can get to are not in Wonderland. Before the rabbit can get out of the castle, he runs into Cyrus. The rabbit gives him a pass and instructs him to go straight to Alice. Jafar catches to the rabbit and demands he dig his hole. So, yeah, I thought Cyrus had a very interesting plot of how he's basically escaped. Now Alice has made this path for him, and, the dust reveals castle, and Cyrus is there already. And it looks like next week's I'm actually really looking forward to. This episode, though, for me, it really fell flat. I really thought there was a lot more stuff they could have done with this episode. I thought the Anastasia stuff was really just, honestly, was very cheesy. It was very typical of what could happen. It did not seem like anything Anastasia would do. It just seemed like very villainous, and I did not think of Anastasia that way. Anyhow, I thought there was going to be some really big betrayal that happened that caused her to become evil. After watching this episode, though, I don't really know if the Red Queen is evil. She actually seemed like a good ally for Alice, but you never know. Jafar could have sent her there. Honestly, though, besides Cyrus, though, this really was a bland episode. I did not really enjoy this episode. I thought it was a stupid episode. It wasn't bad. It was just pretty filler. It wasn't anything that big except for Will returning and now Alice making that path for Cyrus, and maybe they'll reunite. It looks like next week, though, she's going to have to choose. She comes back to her hometown. She has to choose between her family or Cyrus, and that's pretty cool. But overall, here's the thing I think people are having problems with. Once Upon a Time is a lot better than this, and they literally stole a storyline from Once Upon a Time in this show. That's really pathetic if that's really what's going on. And I just think that that's really stupid that they just stole a storyline from Once Upon a Time in this show. I just think that was just really just wrong. And, but overall, this episode was okay. I thought, there was some okay stuff to it, but let me know what you guys saw this episode. What do you think of the whole Alice Cyrus stuff? Did you like the Anastasia stuff? Maybe you did. I know a lot of people did not like the Anastasia stuff. I did not like the Anastasia stuff at all. I thought it was very out of character. What do you think of the whole, Cyrus stuff? I thought Cyrus was the best part of the episode. And also, are you looking forward to next week's? I think next week's is pretty cool. But yeah, that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.